Thinking, go to Getter.
That's right. You can follow all of your favorites: Steve Bannon, Charlie Kirk, Jack Posobiec,
and so many more.
And the best part?
You can watch Real America's Voice right there on Getter.
Live.
So join the conversation.
Hop on the Getter chat room.
Engage with patriots who are just like you.
Good morning, Getter friends.
We're breaking news, we're delivering the truth, and we're doing it on Getter
every single day.
So don't wait. Download the Getter app now.
Sign up for free and be part of the movement.
It isn't just an app. It isn't just a social media platform. It's a community.
All right, folks, Fairfax County, Virginia, where that shot, by the way, is moments ago. That earlier today, there was a perp. We don't know if it's a man, woman, certainly not a they, them, because those things don't exist anymore. So someone pointed a gun at CIA headquarters in Langley, that's Fairfax County, that shot from the street. Just take a look. There's a lot of police activity. Apparently, no one was killed, as far as we know. So far, we don't know. It says no one has been killed yet. Police are still at the scene, as you can see. Again, that was moments ago. And while we were watching that shot, someone got arrested, handcuffed and arrested. Take a look at this. So we don't know who that person is, but this was just while we were just keeping an eye on Fairfax County, Virginia, against CIA headquarters. Someone earlier today aimed a gun at CIA headquarters. You want to go down fast? That's what that was likely. I don't know who that is, though. We don't know what prompted that arrest right there. So again, moments ago. Also, literally just maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes ago, White House Deputy Chief of Staff in charge of policy and Homeland Security Advisor Stephen Miller spoke at the White House defending the deportation of TDA Tren de Aragua. Take a look at this.
Tren de Aragua, who is in our United States illegally, should be allowed to commit crimes limitlessly until such time as that individual is incarcerated, that it should be open season on Americans, that TDAs come in, it's like ISIS coming into your country or Al-Qaeda coming into your country, and that you let them stay here, catch and release, catch and release, catch and release, and then eventually, only after they've served some prison time in America do they get sent out. Our job is to send the terrorists out before anyone else gets raped or murdered. Other questions?
Outside the White House last night featured Palestinian flags, but also I saw Hamas flags flying outside the White House. Does this administration believe that the flying of these flags could be a national security risk outside the White House?
Well, I'll reframe the question to just say that the administration continues to take the view that any foreign nationals who are visiting our country are prohibited from supporting any designated terrorist organization such as Hamas. Any other questions? Yes.
Is President Trump still calling for the impeachment of Judge Posner in this case, despite what Chief Justice Roberts said yesterday?
Of course the president stands by his comments. Absolutely, as do we all, as does the entire administration. You cannot have a democracy where single individual district court judges can assume the full total powers of the commander-in-chief. Even on the Supreme Court, it takes agreement of 5 Supreme Court justices to change a federal policy. 5. A single district court judge out of 700 cannot set policy for the entire nation, let alone on national security and public safety issues. The president has been clear that he has tremendous respect for Justice Roberts and believes it's essential the Supreme Court crack down and stop this assault on our democracy from these radical rogue judges that are usurping the powers of the presidency and laying waste to our entire constitutional system. Last question.
Can you explain more on the Democrat terrorism issue of the Teslas being destroyed? Can you explain more on the issue of the Teslas?
Yeah, the president strongly condemns left-wing domestic terrorism in the clearest and most forceful terms we possibly can. Yes, quick question.
What she was trying to say was that, not arguing that there were TDA members on the plane, but there were other people. Is there going to be other evidence shown from the administration that they're
all trained Aragua? And again, let me give a concrete example of this just to illustrate the principle here. Let's say that you have a family living in a neighborhood, and next to them, they have little children. Next to them is a trained Aragua gang member who, as a document of their proclamation, are sent here by a hostile regime and is the most violent, ruthless, criminal terrorist organization in the Western Hemisphere. So, do our counterterrorism officers arrest and remove the terrorist, or do we say We'll leave you there. You can rape and murder the people next to you. And then after you rape and murder them, and then only then will we remove you. We're not going to let anyone get raped or let anyone get murdered by terrorists.
Again, that's Stephen Miller, Deputy Chief of Staff, right under Susie Wiles, who's the Chief of Staff. But there are several Deputy Chiefs of Staff, and Stephen is in charge of policy. He's also, I guess he's helped Trump develop his immigration policy, which is so strong and so good. And Stephen Miller is all about sending back Tren de Aragua gang members, sending them back, and how an activist judge, a local judge, usurping the president of the United States. It's wild. Again, that was right outside. So the Oval Office sits within the West Wing. The West Wing and the Oval Office are on both sides of the area that is between the White House and the Executive Office building. Miller obviously has his office near the Oval Office and the West Wing. So we'll keep an eye on that. If he comes back out and says anything else, I always want to hear from Stephen Miller. So do you folks. All right. Welcome back. Happy Wednesday. I can't name a single person who takes Jimmy Kimmel seriously. His dive into politics has been an absolute disaster, highlighted by his unwavering support for Kamala Harris. Remember that? Which ended with his teary-eyed monologue after Trump crushed her in November. Despite the constant losing, Kimmel keeps on talking. His rants have gotten more aggressive to the point that he's now calling for violence and vandalism, just like the rest of the Dems. Listen.
Our co-president, Elon Musk, sent a SpaceX vehicle to bring the astronauts back. And when they landed, he fired them immediately upon landing. Tesla stock is way down, almost disastrously so. People have been vandalizing Tesla vehicles, new Tesla vehicles. Please don't vandalize. Don't ever vandalize Tesla vehicles. And so...
And what I'm doing here is I'm showing how dumb Kimmel is. Okay, so he said Tesla stock is way down. It's $235 a share. 1 year ago, it was $175 a share. It's way the hell up, Jimmy Kimmel, you dumbass. And by the way, calling for Tesla to go bankrupt, and the crowd reacts in a positive way. You want Elon Musk to go bankrupt. Tesla's the number 3 car maker in the world right now. Number 3. And not only that, it's not even a car company. Everyone thinks Tesla's an automobile company. Tesla is a technology company. Tesla's developing the technology for humanoid robots that China's trying to get into every household in the world. Trust me on this. You don't want a Chinese humanoid robot in your household. It'll tell China everything you're doing, maybe even videotape it and record it. You want a Tesla, the ones that are built right here in Texas now, because Elon moved the Tesla plant from California to Texas. Thousands of Tesla owners have been threatened by nasty Democrats. Yet a man who wanted to be our vice president is practically celebrating it. That guy, big tampon, Timmy, loser. Watch.
Saying on my phone, I don't know, some of you know this on the iPhone, they've got that little stock app. I added Tesla to it to give me a little boost during the day. 225 and dropping. So... And if you own one, we're not blaming you. You can take dental floss and pull the Tesla thing off, and take out, just telling you.
1 year ago, Tampon Timmy, 1 year ago to the day today, March 19th, 2024, $172. That's $50 higher. My buying mass is about 30% higher. So over a year, it's increased 30%. I'm sure your bank account hasn't increased 30%, Tampon Timmy Walls. Tim Walls is such a confused little man. He thinks he's a comedian now. What was that, stand-up? You can tell he's never understood the concept of social awareness or self-awareness for that matter, and still can't tell that most of the country thinks he's an absolute joke. Listen to this next clip and try best not to laugh in that little man's face.
But I think this notion of toxicity in masculinity needs to be separated. And I think it's been conflated. And I think we're going to have to work on that a little bit. And I think there is a crisis.
I think some of us scare them. I think I scare them a little bit why they spend so much time on it. No, I'm serious, because I can fix a truck. They know I'm not bullshitting on this. Yeah. I'm not putting this in people's grill. I don't know if my identity is not hunting. My identity is not football coaching. My identity is not, a beard and a truck.
Okay. All right, Timmy. You mean you can fix a truck, but you can't load a shotgun. Remember that? And you can fix a truck, but you don't know the rules, basic rules of football, and used to be claimed to be a former football coach. Waltz and Newsom went back and forth in what ended up being an extremely entertaining and stupid conversation. Here's another one from Tampon Timmy, basically claiming that he can take on just about anyone from across the aisle.
How do you fight it?
This notion
I think I could kick most of their ass. I do think that if they want to do it. I know I can run them, but I don't know if we're going to fall into that place where we want to. Okay, we challenge you to a WWE fight here type of thing.
Okay, we'll have Bannon on later. We have Steve Bannon. Newsom, he said WWE, right? Newsom and Tampon Timmy against me and Bannon. I'm ready. Let's go. Let's bring it. Bring the popcorn. I think Rav has cameras everywhere. They'll show up and we'll tape it. We'll do it live. Bill O'Reilly, F it. We'll do it live. Has anyone noticed that Mitch McConnell these days looking a little like, Biden 2.0, asleep at the wheel, dazed and confused a bit. His brain left the building years ago. But now we can actually hear him say it.
Here in Kentucky or talk to him about it being a bad policy at all?
My hearing is not what it used to be.
Tariffs, Senator. Your comment is about tariffs. Tariffs. Comment about tariffs.
Oh, yeah. I'm not a fan of tariffs. I hope it works.
Tariff, Senator. Tariffs. What? Taliban? What? Time for you to go, Mitch. I know he's not leaving. He's just leaving the leadership, the Senate leadership. Insane. Got to go. Mitch has got to go. Alec Baldwin, remember that guy? Well, he's everyone's doormat. Nobody respects this man anymore at all. If he wasn't such a jerk, I would almost feel bad for him. Look what he has to go through now. Let me set this up for a second. Don't roll it yet, Mad Dog. Don't roll it yet, because Alec Baldwin does a show called The Baldwins with his wife, Hilaria. Now, Hilaria, if you remember, Hilaria claimed to be Hispanic, and she was on a cooking show once, and she couldn't remember how to pronounce or the name of a cucumber. She said, how you say cucumber? Well, it turns out Hilaria was born and raised in Boston, Massachusetts. So she's got a history of being a little wacky, right? And it goes on and on. But here, in the show, I guess is doing well. You want to watch the Baldwins blow up. I guess we're voyeurs on all of this. The show's doing well. So Hilaria is interviewed, and Alex right next to her, and the interviewer wants to know about the new show, but watch how this goes down for, I'm not going to say poor Alec because he killed someone, but for Alec Baldwin.
The Hilaria show.
No, I think we're going to see, we're going to see how it feels to have it be out there.
It's going to be great. You're a winner.
Oh my God, when I'm talking, you're not talking.
Oh, sorry.
No, when I'm talking, you're not talking. This is why, yes, we'll have to just cut him out of the show. No,
when I'm talking, you're not. Woo. The Baldwins, folks. I might have to tune in just to watch, see if that goes on. I personally love to watch the insane leftists have meltdowns. I find it very entertaining. Watch this woman pretending to be a dude react to the government labeling her a woman on her passport.
Hey guys, so got my passport back. Guess what's not corrected? So now I'm a male with Social Security, a male with Medicare, a female according to my passport. I couldn't even make this video when I opened it. I wanted to do a video opening it and hopefully being surprised, and of course I was so excited I just ripped it open and looked, and then got the shock of my life.
There are men and there are women. Trump said it, 2 genders in America. You got a new passport, it's going to be one or the other. You pick it. It's America. It says United States of America on that passport, right? Don't like it and you want to go somewhere else where you can have they, them, go for it. Go for it. Bye-bye. See you later. Doors over there. Turns out this guy Trump knows a thing or two about how to run an economy. Listen to this great update from the National Economic Council Director, Kevin Hassett.
And I think that the consumer got walloped by, the fact that grocery prices went through the roof. Joe Biden killed hundreds of millions of chickens and the egg prices were crazy. I went to the grocery store and did some field work, which is actually the way my wife gets me to work on Saturdays, and filled up all the grocery bag with groceries. And I've noticed a big decline in March of prices. And so I think you're going to see a lot of good news when we get the March data. But for the eggs that we buy every week, they went from about $9 for a dozen to $4.99 a dozen this Saturday. And I think a lot of people are feeling a lot better about their groceries given the policies that we pursued in the last couple of months.
Yep. Inflation coming down. Egg prices are below where they were when Donald Trump took over. They can't blame high prices, right, Hakeem Jeffries, on Trump anymore. It's not his. Going forward, if it goes back up, I agree with you. He'll eat it. But right now, inflation's coming down on his watch. In fact, so much so that the Fed today at 2 o'clock, 2 hours ago, came out and said, we're leaving rates alone because everything seems to be working fine. Stock market goes up 350 points afterwards. He knows what he's doing, folks. We'll be right back. 2 minutes.
Hello, this is Mike Huckabee. President Trump said he wants to take back the White House and teach our kids to love our country. That's why my team created the Kids Guide to President Trump. It'll teach your kids all about President Trump's accomplishments and his vision for America. And right now, I want to give it to you for free as part of this free gift bundle.
Order your free Kids Guide to President Trump, get a free bonus guide, and a free membership to AMAC featuring dozens of money-saving benefits at kidsneedtrump.com. That's kidsneedtrump.com.
Wounded Warrior Project empowers post-9/11 veterans and their families with life-changing programs and services.
I faced my PTSD, and I'm a better husband and father because of it.
We help warriors get the expert care and support to thrive.
I got involved. I got healthier. I got to be an athlete again.
Through our programs, community, and advocacy, we're proving
anything is possible.
Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/connect.
Life can be unpredictable, and at some point, we all face hard times. If you're struggling with IRS or state tax debt, the real fear of wage garnishments, liens, or even bank levies can be overwhelming. But here's the good news. You have options. And Legal Tax Defense is here to help you navigate through it all. Their skilled team of tax defense attorneys help individuals and businesses dramatically reduce their tax debt. With Legal Tax Defense, your initial consultation is completely free. Their experts will deal directly with the IRS on your behalf. My advice, don't go it alone. The IRS won't wait, and neither should you. Put the tax pros at Legal Tax Defense on your team and get the tax resolution you need. So whether you owe $10,000 or $10 million, call Legal Tax Defense and schedule your free evaluation.
Call 800-409-6084. That's 800-409-6084.
In a crisis, your number one need is food. But here's the good news. 4 Patriots is offering a special buy one, get 2 free deal on its best-selling 72-hour survival food kits. Hurry, go to 4patriots.com now.
Kevin paid off over $12,000 in credit card debt with the help of Consolidated Credit. They cut his interest rates and lowered his payments so he could pay off his debt fast. Call 800-596-8062 for a free consultation.
Oh, yeah, there it is. There it is. Sloppy Joe's Key West. I've been there. Man, I was there in college, and that was a long time ago. Sloppy Joe's. Ernest Hemingway, by the way, used to hang out at that bar. He loved to be in Key West. He wrote a lot of his stuff from Key West. He loved Sloppy Joe's in Key West. And just about every single afternoon and evening, they put a live band in the back of that place. And if you've never been there, you got to see Sloppy Joe's Key West. Welcome back, everybody. Earlier today in Fairfax, Virginia, Fairfax County, a gunman was arrested outside the CIA. He was pointing a gun at the CIA headquarters. He was arrested. We showed a little bit of VO. It's called VO, voice-over film. There it is. And that's not the actual gunman that we know of. I think the gunman was long gone by then. But while we were watching, right around showtime, a couple minutes before, that person was arrested. That's a little bit of the activity surrounding that. We heard, so far the police have said no one was killed. But again, you point a gun at the CIA, You're lucky if you're not killed. All right, late last night, President Trump released over 80,000 pages of government documents on the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. Here to give us some insight is former CIA officer and author of Twilight of the Shadow Government, Kevin Shipp. Thank you, Kevin. They tell me you do a podcast surrounding these types of things. So I'm still trying to figure out, good to see you, who's been pushing back about releasing all the information? What's the issue? Where's the sensitivity? Maybe I just don't get it.
Well, knowing the system and having been 17 years in the CIA was using the typical sources and methods reason to redact information. They do that to Congress pretty regularly. And so even though the information was long gone in terms of operations, they tried to use source and methods to redact this information on the JFK assassination or events surrounding that. And President Donald Trump, in a historic move, basically forced the CIA to drop that excuse and unredact. Some of this has been published before, but it was redacted. But forcing the CIA to unredact this information, which is really something to see.
So well, let's roll a soundbite from last night. We had Congressman Tim Burchett on, who's really involved in it. He's got his fingers, hands in it. He wants to invest. He wants everything. Listen to this little interchange. Who's hiding? Who's protecting this information? And why can't we just see it all at once? Let us do the dirty work.
Well, Trump's going to let us, but that's been the fight up to this point, and I just think that the trail has been swept clean since then, and I just don't think we'll ever actually know if he did it.
And Kevin, I would call you here a little bit because you said the same thing. They redacted it. They have pushed back, but Trump got it. Who are they, and why?
Well, we're talking the CIA senior management, and I'm very cautious about these documents that have come out. I don't think there's going to be a smoking gun with direct CIA involvement in the JFK assassination, although there's other information that has come out about Jack Ruby and Oswald and things like that. If you remember, when the Church Committee uncovered the MK Ultra CIA mind control program, just the tip of it, CIA Director Richard Helms immediately destroyed 10,000 MK Ultra documents. So to think that the CIA is going to retain records on the murder of a sitting president somewhere in a file room down in the basement of CIA headquarters, no. If that's the case, they were destroyed immediately. We may find some puzzle pieces, and there's some interesting stuff, no doubt, in this, but no smoking gun as yet.
So I'm trying to follow the story, right? I'm trying to follow the story to find out why. So you're saying the CIA likely has been redacting and covering because of the methods that they used back then. I mean, I don't think it's a secret.
Yes.
I mean, we had Mike Benz on a couple of weeks ago telling us that CIA was kind of so dirty at the time that State Department took the CIA out of the State Department and put them separately so that they couldn't have the same DNA. And then it got further even when they started using USAID. So there are operatives this many years, 60 years later, that are still worried about the reputation of CIA officers 60 years ago?
Certainly. And even Mike Pompeo said the upper 20% of the CI management, and I was on the 7th floor with CI Director William Casey, the upper 20% of the CI, they do not care about democracy and they don't care about the Constitution. They care about the preservation and expansion of the CIA. I was in there, of course, saw that there's no question about that. So they're going to do whatever they can to protect the CIA's existence. And if any information comes out pointing exactly to the fact that they murdered a sitting president, that's the end of the CIA.
So is that it, Kevin? Is it? There's speculation that the CIA may have had an involvement of getting rid of JFK because there were factions that didn't want JFK removing Fidel Castro, or is that what it is? The thought process being that a sitting president was murdered by friendly fire, or that the policies that JFK was promoting and pushing weren't acceptable to the powers that be that weren't present at the time?
Oh, no doubt it was his policies. You remember JFK was so upset with Alan Dulles, the director of the CIA, because of the Bay of Pigs, which was done behind Kennedy's back, that his famous quote, he was going to shatter the CIA into 1,000 pieces. And in these new documents released, one thing that is important is a memo from Arthur Schlesinger, one of JFK's advisors, discussing how they were going to reorganize the CIA after the Bay of Pigs because it had gone behind Kennedy's back. So that's one important piece that's come out now. But then you had essentially the big military-industrial contractors. Kennedy wanted to pull out of Vietnam. That's about $1 trillion in revenue. The military-industrial complex corporations like Lockheed Martin and those were detested Kennedy, and they were totally against him. Then you had the mafia running drugs on CIA operations into Cuba. Jack Ruby was part of that.
Let me ask you this. I got a minute or so left, and this is an important question. A good quarterback makes sure his offensive line are taken care of, aren't disrespected. But a quarterback who says, I got sacked too many times because my offensive line stinks, will tend to get smoked the next game because the offensive line will go, oops.
Yeah.
So did the CIA plot, do you think, to kill JFK, or did they just let it happen?
No, in my opinion, after the research I've done, for example, they uncovered a CIA Tokyo station payroll receipts from the CIA to Lee Harvey Oswald as a CIA employee. So there's no question the fact that he worked for them. They also uncovered that CIA counterintelligence chief James Angleton created a 201 ZR rifle file on Oswald, and that's where you create an asset. And if he becomes a vulnerability or you need to take him out, you can legally, in the CIA's terms, assassinate that person. They had that file on Oswald, and so there are things out there. These are not theories. This is evidence of Oswald's involvement, and there's a lot. We could spend an hour on the evidence that's out there that indicates, in my mind, who put the money in the pocket or the gun in the hand of Jack Ruby? Well, if the CIA was behind the entire operation, then of course they would have done that. We do know another fact that Jack Ruby, with the mafia, was running guns on CIA payroll in the ZR rifle program, under the ZR rifle program manager. He was running guns to Cuba on a CIA contract. That's a fact. The fact is he was under the manager of ZR rifle, which was the employee assassination program to take out Oswald when it was needed. Those are not theories. Those are all facts. So there is, I think, a lot of very good evidence of CIA involvement to take out Kennedy. Remember that Kennedy fired Allen Dulles from the CIA, and he despised Kennedy after that. And he had secret meetings with senior CIA officers on how to get rid of Kennedy.
I want to bring you back because you're an interesting character. You're great. You're a great guest, and I'm sure you got a lot of information. I'd like to talk about a lot of things CIA. We'll bring you back, Kevin Shipp. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Eric.
All right. So we'll be back in 2.5 minutes.
My back got injured very bad. I was off work for about a year. I heard about Relief Factor from my wife. I took it every day, 3 times a day for 3 weeks. Look at her and I said, the pain is gone. And she said, I'm glad it helped. I said, no, you don't understand. It's gone.
You too can feel better every day with Relief Factor, a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Call or go online now for our 3-week quick start, just $19.95. Allergy season is Navage season.
So when you're dealing with allergies and you've got that stopped up feeling and you can blow your nose and it's a little bit better, using the Navage takes it all away. Put the water in the top chamber, put the pod in, close the lid, put it in your nose, push the button, you're done. It's natural, it's effective, it's fast, probably the best investment you could make if you suffer with allergies.
And for stuffy little noses, pick out the new Navage Baby Aspirator, now at Walmart in the baby department.
Did you know you could remodel your kitchen faster and for a lot less than at the big box stores? At Cabinets to Go, customize your dream kitchen with custom quality cabinets, countertops, and more. And enjoy a high-quality, affordable kitchen makeover that is sure to wow. Visit one of our showrooms nationwide and get your dream kitchen today for as low as $149 a month at CabinetsToGo.com.
When a cyber thief transfers the title of your home out of your name, it's a race against time to stop the theft of your hard-earned equity.
Many people don't know this has happened until long after it's done.
You as the homeowner think you still own a house. 3 months later,
You start getting foreclosure notices, and you realize you've got 4 mortgages on your house that you didn't even know existed.
So when's the last time you checked on the title to your home? Find out if you're already a victim at HomeTitleLock.com.
If anyone has told you that gaining weight, feeling tired, and joint issues is just a part of getting older, they are wrong. My name is Dr. Stephen Gundry, and I found a new way to support my health. It's called BioComplete 3. BioComplete 3 works by restoring your gut health from the inside out. This is working for everybody.
I was 270. I'm now 140. It just feels amazing.
You can try BioComplete 3 risk-free for 90 days. Go to guthealthsecret.com.
Check it out. The eagle can. Look at those little baby eagles. Those cute little baby eagles. Beautiful. Big Bear Valley. You know what? Mad Dog, that's not Eagles Nest Eggs California.
Nah, I don't think so.
Okay, got it. All right. All right, folks, I've told you before, I buy gold. I don't just buy gold. I love gold. It's one of the best investments you can possibly make. A solid investment, no pun intended. I've had it for years. I never sell my gold. Birch Gold Group's special precious metal specialist, Philip Patrick, joins us to discuss. Philip, thank you for being here. I have to start off right off the top. First time ever this week. First time ever. Gold topped $3,000 an ounce. What a wonderful investment, Philip.
It's been, I mean, we're up 12 or more than 12% on gold for the year, more than 16 on silver, 35% for both last year. This is a very good climate, as you know, for precious metals. And given the problems in front of us, I think it's going to continue to move. Median forecast around 3,300 for end of this year. So it's looking good.
So another 10%, just another 10% for the rest of the year. So they're getting most incredible returns over the years. I'll never forget my first day on television, 2007. I was on Fox. Ducey said, "What do you like, Bolling?" I was their financial guy, analyst, and I pulled out an ounce of gold, and I said, "Ducey, never sell. I own this. I'm never going to sell it. 1 ounce at $600 an ounce, and now here we are, $3,000 an ounce." Anything with the Fed, certainly what happened today, or their longer-term outlook, gives you pause about the price of gold continuing?
No, not for gold. What's becoming very clear, so the Fed right now were unchanged, which wasn't a huge surprise to anyone. The dot plot, or their forward projection, is saying about 2 interest rate cuts this year, 2 quarter points. So nothing dramatic and nothing unexpected. The problem that the Fed have at the moment is they're sort of stuck between a rock and a hard place, right? They're dealing with trade tensions, inflationary pressures, economic volatility. They got one eye on recession risks and the other on the inflation rate. So they're stuck between a rock and a hard place at the moment. The government are going to want the Fed to lower interest rates. It's going to help to ease the debt burden, and it's going to help to grow the economy. So we're going to have to see what's happening. But right now, no change. And I think, either one's going to be good for gold, whether we have recession or inflation, both are going to drive gold up. And that's why I say I haven't seen a better climate than today.
I haven't seen a thing that really is a negative to gold. And I've been doing this, again, before television. I was on Wall Street for 12 years. Gold is it's a solid investment. All the market factors seem to point towards higher gold prices. I know how to do this, and I think you should let the folks know how to do this, because it's really spectacular. When you call up and go, "I want some gold," tell us the process of actually, and you're getting physical. Of course, you can move it into IRAs and things like that, but you can also get physical gold, right? Tell us how.
The answer is absolutely yes. And by the way, to be clear, we deal with physical precious metals, whether it's for a cash purchase or in an IRA. We're dealing with physical, tangible metals, no leveraged paper versions. For those that have cash in the bank, we can ship physical metal directly to them. They can hold on to it. For those that have retirement accounts, IRAs, 401ks, they can roll over any portion of the accounts, no tax implications or penalties, and we can place physical precious metals in there. So it's really simple. I can see on the screen, they text America to 989898. That's going to get them access to free information, which is big for us at Birch. We want our clients as informed as possible. So free information for all of your viewers. And it starts with a text to America to 989898.
And I will tell you, folks, and this is from me. Yes, we work with Birch Gold. This is from Eric Bolling, gold bug for my entirety of my career. When you receive these gold coins, an ounce of gold, it just does something to you. It's an incredible feeling. You know it's got value. You pick up $1 or $100 bill, and like anyone can print that. Real gold, there's nothing like it. I got to leave it right here. Philip, Patrick, thank you so much, and we really appreciate working with Birch Gold.
Thank you for having me.
I'll see you again soon. My next guest has been a celebrated model and actor, but when people started talking politics, they shied away from his conservative leanings. Let's welcome Antonio Sabato Jr. And Antonio, good friend. I love having you. Good to see you again, my friend. Long time. Every time I have you on, my wife's friends are like, "Oh my God, Antonio Sabato, he's so handsome."
Oh, thanks.
I'm like, "Yeah, well, fix my hair up a little bit." I'm teasing.
Come on, you're looking great, man. Look at you. New show, new beginning.
Awesome. New show. I'm going to tell Mad Dog very quickly, cue up the Hilaria Baldwin soundbite. We're going to get to it as soon as you let me know when you're ready with that, Mad Dog. But in the meantime, Antonio, you tell us how difficult it's been now with 2.0 Trump being a conservative in Hollywood. Jimmy Kimmel's calling for Tesla dealerships to be lit on fire. What are your thoughts on the hatred towards Trump? Is it subsiding in Hollywood?
I don't know. I mean, I got to tell you, I live a much better life knowing that I'm an independent right now. I don't take sides with any parties. I'm a conservative at heart, obviously. I love my country. I love the flag. I support our president 100%. I was the first one to support. I will continue. But I've seen both parties. I've been associated with both parties when I was young and stupid. I was a Democrat in Hollywood, and then I became a Republican. And, you have these two parties fighting all the time, making money, doing this, doing that, but nothing gets done. And then you have a leader, our president, who's trying to implement all these things, and nobody's working together. We are living, my friend, in the matrix. I mean, it's like everything that comes out, you don't know if it's the truth, if it's fake. They're promoting this. Now people are vandalizing Teslas. The same people, they were praying over this company. They were buying Teslas. All the actors in Hollywood would have 3 or 4 Teslas, and now they're burning. I mean, you cannot make this stuff up. I can't tell you what's really going on. I am glad I don't have to rely on Hollywood. If they need me, they can call me, but I do other jobs. Because if I have to live a life where I have to live in nonsense or non-reality and agree with all this stuff that's going on that doesn't make sense, I would go complete insane. I have to make up my mind, and I have to live on facts and what's really going on. And the world right now, my friend, is the craziest I ever seen. Ever.
It really isn't. Doesn't look like Sean Hannity. I was texting Sean Hannity this morning. I was like, Sean, let's have dinner. He's like, it's so crazy. He's like, maybe it'll calm down, after the first 100 days. After the first 100 days, you think? Asked me, and I said, yeah, I think on 101st day it'll calm down, but of 2028, perhaps, maybe. I mean, it's just that it's what Trump does. I mean, he came in and he's doing exactly what what he's doing. He's draining the swamp. He thought he was going to do it the first time. He's actually doing it now. This is great to watch.
I hope so, Eric. I hope but he's still one man, and you have rhinos, and you have a Republican Party that speaks a big game, but then there's no arrest. I mean, Miss Bondi, what are you doing? Where's the list? Where's the list with all the actors and celebrities and politicians, and where are they going to jail? So we're talking about, it's fun. It's great. I love our president. He comes out and says, we're going to have all this stuff about JFK. But then 60 years later, we have 80,000 pages or whatever about JFK. And nobody gets in trouble. Nobody goes to jail. There's nothing going on. Everybody's talking about maybe there'll be some new TV shows or movies being made. And Oliver Stone is going, I was right all along. But then it's like, they lied to us for 60 years. So if they lied to us for 60 years, what else did they lie about? About everything. Did we make it to the moon? Are we really going to Mars? Is it really going on? What's going on? It's like all these things are coming because there's all this, there's never the truth, my friend. I wish there was like one way we could say, give us the truth 100%, and then you can let everything else out. But at least we have the truth. But there's so many different types of truth coming from different angles that, if you're young right now, in your early 20s in college, I don't know. I mean, you're going to be going left and right. You're going to make up there's not a clear exit on the truth. And I pray to God that we see the truth every day somehow, because if you live in a non-reality world, what's the point of living? You know what I mean? You got to live in some sort of
it
truth.
could be, the books could be cooked against you without you even knowing it, which,
right.
I want to be optimistic, and you're so right. Like, well, how many of these things that they've told us have happened? We're shocked. Maybe the one.
I mean, look at President Trump, my friend. He was shot in front of the world. In front of the world to see in live television. We were all shocked. Our president being shot, blood everywhere. And there's no, like, what happened? Who was it? Who was the kid? What happened to the kid? Why was he allowed on the top of the roof?
Right.
All these things. And then time goes on.
Well,
and then we're supposed to
had
forget
someone
about
just
it.
say yesterday on the show, or the day before on the show, that shooter in Butler, they killed him and then they washed the blood down immediately and cremated the kid before they was able to investigate what it's all about. You are so right. Before we let you go, Aura Hotel, tell us about that. It's on your shirt.
Hotel Aura and private residence. I'm in real estate. I'm selling this building. It's a beautiful hotel that you can invest and make a lot of money. This is a great investment for Tampa. It's a first real 5-star hotel in downtown Tampa that you can own a piece of and have revenues and really make it something up for yourself. And it's an investment. You can live in it, and you can also buy units. And it's a beautiful hotel that we're going to put on the ground starting next year. So now these are the pre-sales. Get in touch with me, call us, and we'll give you a virtual reality tour of the entire building. It's 5 stars, downtown Tampa, and I want you there. I want everybody to show up. It's going to be 5-star steakhouse. We have a beautiful, just check it out right here. And you see for yourself.
There you go. And Antonio Salvato Jr., I will go. Tampa's a great town. I love Tampa.
So.
I'll see you there. We'll go. We'll break bread, my friend. Good to see you, Antonio.
You too, pal.
All right, folks. 2 minutes. Be right back.
America has the greatest economy in the world, but I think most of us would agree we have a problem. The cost of almost everything is up. Home prices, rent, food, insurance. Every sector has taken a hit, including automotive. More Americans are keeping their cars for longer, including me. And one way that we can make life more affordable is CarShield, America's #1 auto protection company.
CarShield's rated A+ with the Better Business Bureau and named America's most trusted auto protection company.
With CarShield, drivers could save thousands on covered parts and systems like your engine, transmission, entertainment system, and more. It's the protection that I trust, just like these other happy customers.
With CarShield, saving the $2,700 has been a real blessing. I love CarShield. It is my lifeline.
Our life as nurses, we just step up and we help people, and it's really nice when somebody steps up and helped us. If our car breaks down, CarShield administrators have our back.
If your car's out of warranty, it's not a matter of if it'll break down, but when. Call CarShield before it's too late and protect yourself from expensive car repairs.
CarShield is ready to help year-round nationwide with thousands of vetted shops to choose from, or their concierge service to help you find a mechanic near you. Unlike other companies, they don't just send you to the cheapest place in town. I trust CarShield, and so should you.
I have filed a total of over 5 claims, and my price from when I signed up never went up. And with the age of my car, that is security.
CarShield is a U.S. company supporting hardworking Americans save over $1 billion in expensive auto repair costs. More of us are keeping our cars for longer, so give CarShield a call now before a breakdown happens. Call now.
Call CarShield now before a breakdown and see how they're saving drivers money on covered auto repairs. Call 800-635-5126. 800-635-5126.
In a crisis, your #1 need is food. But here's the good news. 4 Patriots is offering a special buy one, get 2 free deal on its best-selling 72-hour survival food kits. Hurry, go to 4patriots.com now.
Attention homeowners. Are you behind on your mortgage payments? Is the bank threatening to take your home? Is your home worth less than you owe? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then you need to call this number right now.
Call 800-714-8615.
Look at the Shark Tank Baltimore Aquarium. Cool shot, Andy. Well done. Hey, folks, the IRS is the largest collection agency in the world, and with April 15th fast approaching, it's more aggressive than ever. In 2025, enforcement has ramped up, and if you owe back taxes or have unfiled returns, waiting is not an option. The longer you do wait, the worse it gets for you. Ignoring your tax troubles is the worst possible thing you can do. April 15th marks another tax year that has passed you by. Getting ahead of this now is the smart move, but never, never, never contact the IRS alone. Instead, let the experts at Tax Network USA handle it for you. Why? Because not all tax resolution companies are the same. Tax Network USA has a preferred direct line to the IRS, meaning they know exactly which agents to deal with and which to avoid, with proven strategies to settle tax problems in your favor, whether you owe 10 grand or 10 million. Tax Network USA's attorneys and negotiators have already resolved over $1 billion in tax debt. Talk with one of their strategists today. It's free. Stop the threatening letters. Stop looking over your shoulder and protect yourself from property seizures and bank levies. Don't let the IRS control your future. Call 1-800-905-8000 or visit tnusa.com/RAV. April 15th is just around the corner. Act now before the IRS acts first. All right, well, have you ever asked yourself why the left is so hell-bent on keeping violent gang members in America? Gang members who came here illegally, mind you. So aside from being the low-life thugs that they already are, they've also come into the country illegally, so they're criminals from the get-go. But these people aren't seeking asylum. They're gang members, no doubt unwanted in their own countries. These aren't children and women. These are men of fighting age, men who aren't arrested or interested in doing menial jobs. They're men of fighting age, and they're in America to do the very same thing they did to their own countries, to own the streets, to instill fear, to commit crimes. And hey, if a sanctuary city in the U.S. can throw in a couple of grand on a debit card and help pay their way, why the hell not? So ask yourself why. Why does the left want these dregs of their societies from other countries to be a part of ours so badly? This is what they want you to believe. They want you to paint removing evil people from the country as, well, somehow that's evil.
Is a constitutional crisis now officially upon us? From the invocation of an 18th century law that was the basis for some of the darkest chapters in America's history, things like the internment of Japanese Americans during World War II, now being used to deport hundreds of people, to the sudden removal of an immigrant doctor here legally. Both moves, seemingly, from what we know at this hour, at the time in open defiance of court orders.
People, she says, minor attractive persons, they say she, they say when it's really a he could just have a cold when they say it's dementia, Joe Biden. But we know why they do certain things, say certain things. Nicole Wallace right there, just following marching orders. No longer any kind of real journalist with a real mind of her own. Nicole is just an MSNBC shill following marching orders and dispensing the lines demanded of her by the leftist propaganda machine. But why? Why is it that while Republicans are all about rescuing astronauts and Hamas-held hostages, Democrats are wholly interested in rescuing illegal migrants who are also violent criminals from being deported from America?
What's happened today with the Alien Enemies Act, 1700s, and the deportation, and
I think
just
it's the beginning.
I mean, this, to me, of all the things that has happened during the Trump administration, the notion that you can completely disregard the federal court and literally challenge the court just blatantly in contempt of court. I mean, that's the cornerstone of this constitutional democracy.
Interesting, isn't it, how suddenly the lefties pretend they know what the Constitution really is? Also not really interested in judgment from the guy who cleaned up his streets Gavin Newsom cleaned up his streets for a few minutes only to appease his rightful boss, China's Xi Jinping, but I digress. And on the note of ignoring a judge's orders, I'll just leave this right here.
By the time the other order came, the plane was already over international waters with a plane full of terrorists and significant public safety threats. And, you know, to turn a plane around over international waters, we're going to refuel over international waters, come back and bring terrorists back to the United States. That's not what this president promised American people. What the president did was exactly the right thing.
Well, the media is telling you that Trump is acting illegally by deporting non-citizen members of Venezuela's Tren de Aragua terrorist gang pursuant to the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. The media owned by the leftist propaganda machine, will tell you that President Trump's action is illegal because this law is only effective in wartime, which already tells you that the left doesn't see an invasion of America and our sovereignty by criminals who wish to do harm to Americans as a war, which it is. And our president has declared it so. The media supports a false narrative by pointing out that the law has only been invoked in the past during declared wars, such as the War of 1812, World War I, and also World War II. The progressive propaganda media also points to the first part of the act, which says, quoting, whenever there is a declared war between the United States and any foreign nation or government, ... Okay, so there's no declared war officially, so President Trump is acting illegally, right? No, wrong, because that act, let's go back to the actual act, goes on to say, and I'm quoting, or any invasion or predatory incursion is perpetrated, attempted, or threatened against the territory of the United States by any foreign nation or government. But wait, the media says Tren de Aragua is not actually an arm of the Venezuelan government. Wrong again. As President Trump points out in a high level of detail, by the way, in his executive order, over the years, Venezuelan national and local authorities have ceded ever greater control over their territories to transnational criminal organizations, including TDA, Tren de Aragua. The result is a hybrid criminal state that is perpetrating an invasion of and predatory incursion into the United States, and which poses a substantial danger to the United States. So, Tren de Aragua is a narco-terrorist arm of the Venezuelan government. Very simple. Very clear. And as such, President Trump is fully justified and is acting with full legal authority in forcibly deporting terrorist members of TDA. The plain language of the Alien Enemies Act is available online. You don't need to be a lawyer to understand it. You just need to go there and read it, which anyone on MSNBC should probably do, because again, their talking points and clear marching orders are the only reading they seem to do. But it doesn't matter, because the brother-loving congressional member from the state of Somalia, Ilhan Omar, wants Americans to believe that defending your nation against invaders is somehow un-American.
It is hard to imagine anything more un-American than that. The Trump administration's immigration policy is a threat to immigrants like criminals. America is too great to fall prey to Donald Trump's anti-immigrant agenda.
Please go back to Somalia, Ilhan. Ilhan Omar hates this country. We already knew that. Ilhan hates Americans, but absolutely adores terrorists.
CARE was founded after 9/11. Because they recognize that some people did something.
By the way, this is how Ilhan Omar defends those disgusting comments she just made.
So what I was speaking to was the fact that as a Muslim, not only was I suffering as an American who was attacked on that day, but the next day I woke up as my fellow Americans were now treating me as suspect.
Oh, I had this wonderful awakening the next day. So essentially all you really need to know is this, and I'm not going to go sugarcoat it. I'm not going to go PR wash what I'm saying. This is binary, one or the other. There are no gray areas in the middle, in between. If you're against the deportation of those who come to this country illegally, if you're against the deportation of those who wish to harm even a single American, gang member or not, then you, Ilhan Omar, you Democrats, you, all of you, then you're not American. You don't belong here either. You hate this country. You're against this country. You're therefore an enemy and traitor of this country. No sugarcoating, only the truth. That's what we do here. Truth bombs. We as Americans and as a country are in the fight of our lives. There are those within this country right now who openly wish for the death of our country, and our president is here to defend Americans against that threat. I know that this country forgot what actually it is for and what we stand for long, disastrous, and disgusting years of Biden. But here it is, plain and simple. Ilhan Omar, AOC, Margaret Brennan, Rachel Maddow, the nut job, Nicole Wallace, every single member of the Democrat Party, the media, lefty media, these people hate this country and want our demise. They report to George Soros, to Barack Obama, to Hillary freaking Clinton, who left Americans to die in Benghazi. Which we are about to find out more about thanks to Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. If you're an Obama-appointed judge who stops the deportation of those criminals, you are owned by any all of the above. You're not an American. You're the enemy of the state, and therefore should be investigated, tried, impeached, maybe even jailed. Yes, Mr. President, we're in a wartime, and we support you using any and every single legislative and appointed power to defend us. Full stop. We'll be right back with Bannon.
Tired of the hassle and high costs of selling a home? We can help. At Ideal Agent, we'll connect you with a top local agent that'll sell your home fast for top dollar, and all this for as low as a 2% commission.
We got the top dollar for our house and the lowest commission that I could have imagined. The house sold in 2 days. It was so exciting for us.
Ideal Agent is available nationwide. There's no obligation, and best of all, our service is completely free. Call today or visit idealagent.com.
I made millions stealing homes before I went to prison. And if your home's title is unprotected, it's only a matter of time before a criminal like the old me targets you. Your home's title is wide open online, just waiting to be stolen. All it takes is a forged signature, a notary stamp you can buy online, and a few minutes at the recorder's office. Suddenly, your title is gone. They'll sell your home, take out loans, and drain your equity, leaving you with the mess. That's why I tell everyone about Home Title Lock.
Their exclusive $1 million triple lock protection gives you 24/7 monitoring, urgent alerts for any changes, and if fraud happens, their U.S.-based restoration team will spend up to $1 million to fix it and restore your title at no additional cost. Find out if you're already a victim. Go to HomeTitleLock.com. You'll receive a free title history report and access to your personal title expert at $250 value just for signing up. That's HomeTitleLock.com.
Friend, do you remember when it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank to expand a business, go on vacation, or buy a new car? Well, today, withdrawing your own cash has become a very risky business, according to The Secret War, a shocking new research report. I just read it. And folks, I was amazed to learn why banks are now required to spy on us for the government and then report any suspicious or unusual behavior. I suggest you get The Secret War free. Just call the number on the screen, no charge, from the folks at Swiss America. And get this, did you know simply spending cash today may be enough to have you branded as a potential criminal? That's right. The new war on cash is really a war against all freedom-loving Americans. The Secret War is yours free, so call the number on the screen and you can tell them Pat Boone gave you the number.
Big sky. Look at that. Still snow out there. What do I know? I'm sitting here in beautiful West Palm Beach, Florida. It's like 77 degrees. And by the way, the boat show is here in Palm Beach. Wow, what an incredible time to be in South Florida. All right, let's bring in our good friend Steve Bannon. Love to have this. You know what, Steve? This is literally my favorite time of the day. I don't know about you, because we can talk about so much fun stuff. I got to do this because you were, I think, maybe the third guest or so of all time on Newsom's podcast. You know, Charlie was there, but this is the one that got me. And this is a soundbite from Tampon Timmy Walls, who thinks he can take us. Listen,
How do you fight it?
This
I
notion
think
of
I could kick most of their ass. I do think that if they wanted to. I know I can outrun them, but I don't know if we're going to fall into that place where we want to. Okay, we challenge you to a WWE fight here type of thing.
And so, Steve, I threw the challenge back at them. Bolling and Bannon. He said WWE, so Bolling and Bannon against Newsom and Timmy Walls. You game?
Dude, I'll hold. All I have to do is hold your beer. I'll let the pirate captain go at it. They're not going to get in the ring with you. You look like a one of those fighters. You do. I got to say something before we do the transition. That was one of the most extraordinary rants I've ever heard. You hit every important point. I think it was an amazing summary of where we are as a movement, a country, and the opposition, and you called them out right there, Eric. So good on you. It was just fantastic.
It gets
in fact,
me fired up.
I'm going to try to play. I'm going to try to carve out nine minutes in the 6 o'clock show at maybe towards the end to actually play it in its entirety.
Well, I'll come back sometime, down the road, and I'll deliver it live. We could do it like one of those, poetic readings where we could take I'll come and just deliver it right to Steve. We'll have some fun. Can we give you one more?
Hold on. So hang on. You're all worked up on Tim Walz. Tim Walz got to you today.
He pissed me off.
You got to go pretty far in the woods to hit your trigger.
Well, here's a guy who he can't load a shotgun. He claims to be a hunter, can't load a shotgun. Claims to be a football coach, doesn't even know some of the basic scoring rules of college football. He's all and then to say he's going to kick MAGA's ass, bring it on. Okay, so he gets play, but does he really want that? And by the way, who gets Newsom? If you and I cage fight those two, who gets Newsom? You got Walz, I get Newsom, because I don't. Or you? I wouldn't.
I think you have to take Newsom because he's got those hand moves that I can't figure out yet. I can't figure out what his hand moves. You take Newsom, I'll take Walz.
I
have no idea.
Alec Baldwin, who just. Horrible human being, took shots at you when you were, senior advisor to Trump first time. Very quickly, can we roll? This is what he's got to live with. Listen.
The Ilaria show.
No. I think we're gonna see. We're gonna see how it feels to have it be out there.
It's gonna be great. You're a winner.
Oh my God! When I'm talking, you're not talking.
Sorry.
No, when I'm talking, you're not talking. This is why. Yes, we'll have to just cut him out of the show.
So, he's it's his penance right there.
To time in hell. Well, he was trying to be complimentary, I think.
Yeah,
wasn't he trying to have her back?
She's a little wacky. Steve, remember she pretended to be Hispanic. She couldn't pronounce cucumber. How you say cucumber? And then it turns out she was born and raised in Boston, Massachusetts. I hand it to you, my friend. The show is all yours.
Yeah. Thank you, Eric Bolling. Great rant. We're going to try to play that in 6 o'clock hour. Fantastic. Is the protest still going on? Let's go, before we go to the cold open, let's go outside of Trump Tower. There's another one of these protests taking place right now. Hopefully they have barricaded the doors, not going to let them in. The other day, as you remember, absolute catastrophe of letting these folks in. The beautiful atrium of Trump Tower, that's right there on 5th Avenue. Of course, the residence is right next door, so I hope New York authorities. I'm just saying, we're seeing what's happening here. This thing's starting to metastasize. We're only in March. You would think Columbia and NYU and Barnard and these schools would be on top of this, but clearly they're not. Okay, we have an extraordinary cold open. There's something going on to the MAGA movement we have to address. We've asked a very special guest to be with us right after the cold open. Let's go ahead and let it rip.
Put your hands up. Can I just record this? All right, I assure you, this is a non-starter, gentlemen.
Grab the collar of your shirt from the back. Hey, I got top side. You got front door. Keep your shirt up like that and rotate slowly.
You want me to take my shirt?
Hands up.
I have nothing. You want me to take my shirt?
Grab the collar of your shirt from the top. Pull up. And rotate. 360.